Dear friends, welcome to the Wednesday Word on Wednesday the 23rd of October. I hope you'll forgive a slightly longer than usual Wednesday Word, but I wanted to communicate what I said to the church on Sunday about the living in love and faith process. Many of you will know that for a long time there's been a debate in the Church of England about how gay and same-sex attracted people can be welcomed and included within the life of the church. I want to say at the outset, as I've said a number of times, that here at St Matthew's and the Minster, everyone is welcome and loved, regardless of their sexuality or of their theological beliefs on these issues. I'm also aware that for some people at St Matthew's and the Minster, this is an intensely personal issue, either because of their own sexuality or because members of their family identify as gay or same-sex attracted. I'm also aware that for some, both same and opposite sex attracted, that they are seeking to live celibate lives at great personal cost, and you too are loved and valued members of the church family. I want all of us therefore to be careful and gracious in the way that we address these issues. One of our strategic objectives is to react graciously when we hold different views. So first, what has happened? In February 2023, General Synod, the Church of England's governing body, voted by a narrow majority to allow prayers of blessing for same-sex couples in existing services such as morning prayer or Holy Communion. These prayers are known as prayers of love and faith. In July 2024, the General Synod agreed, first, to allow standalone services of blessing for same-sex couples, which will look very much like marriage services, and secondly, to begin the process that will allow clergy to enter into same-sex civil marriages, even though those marriages cannot happen in church. The voting on these motions was very close. 56% of the bishops, 52% of the clergy, 51% of the laity supported them. This is a very weak mandate for such major change. For matters which involve doctrinal change, Synod rules say that there should be a 2/3 majority in all three houses. And many people think that these changes are a de facto change in the doctrine of marriage, and therefore should be subject to such a majority in Synod. The next Synod in February is expected to bring further proposals as to how these changes will be rolled out. Secondly, what has the response been? Well, in a word, disagreement. Those who want changes in the church's teaching feel that the church is dragging its heels and should move to allow same-sex blessings and marriage in church as soon as possible. They believe, from their reading of the Bible, that faithful and stable gay relationships should receive the church's full acceptance and blessing. Those who are opposed to this change are concerned that these proposals undermine the doctrine of marriage as the appropriate context for sex in relationships. They're convinced from their reading of the Bible that such relationships fall short of God's standards for sex and relationships, and that we should not bless something which God does not bless. An organisation called the Alliance has been formed. This is an informal partnership of individual clergy from evangelical and Anglo-Catholic networks within the Church of England who hold to a traditional view of marriage. They are negotiating with the bishops to see if a peaceful solution can be found to this disagreement, which will allow both groups to develop their ministries according to their own theological perspectives without constant disagreement. You may have seen that one of their proposals is to create a de facto parallel province alongside the provinces of Canterbury and York, with oversight from bishops who remain faithful to orthodox teaching on marriage and sexuality. Churches cannot become members of the Alliance, but some concern has been raised that because I am a member, I'm proposing that we should join this parallel province and split from the Diocese of Gloucester. This is not true. I believe that our church should remain part of the Diocese of Gloucester, and in any case, no moves in this direction would be possible without consultation with the church and agreement of the PCC. Whilst I disagree with our bishops, I am fully involved with our diocese. I've just been elected to the Diocesan Synod, to Bishops' Council, and I am chair of the Diocesan Evangelical Fellowship. So thirdly, what does this mean for St Matthew's and the Minster? As I've already made clear, I believe that the Bible teaches that marriage and sexual relationships are to be between a man and a woman, as set out in Genesis chapter 2 and affirmed by Jesus in Matthew chapter 19. I therefore cannot affirm or bless sexual relationships outside heterosexual marriage, even though I am committed to loving and welcoming those who might not agree with me on this issue. In March 2023, the PCC supported my decision that I would not offer prayers of blessing for same-sex couples in St Matthew's and the Minster, nor would I allow other clergy to offer them in our church buildings. Both Bishops Rachel and Robert in our diocese are supportive of the blessing of same-sex relationships and of allowing clergy to marry their same-sex partners. So for the reasons I've already stated, we disagree, which grieves me. But I'm grateful that Bishop Rachel is engaging in discussion with us and other parishes to find a way in which the consciences of everyone are respected, and that we find a way to live with those with whom we disagree in the diocese and in the wider Church of England. Now, I recognise the heartache that this issue produces in families, in congregations and in friendship groups. The tension weighs heavily on me as we try to hold out a welcome but call everyone to live holy lives. We should remember that even in the best friendships, relationships and marriages, they never fulfil our deepest needs. So I want us to keep on encouraging everyone to be passionate about Jesus so that our relational longings will be ultimately satisfied in him. Meanwhile, please keep on praying for unity within our church, within the diocese and in the Church of England, and for a speedy settlement that works for everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this and for praying and for being part of St Matthew's and the Minster. If you've got any further concerns, please do raise them with me or the church wardens. God bless you today.